Hey everybody, it's Patty Davis with Crooked Tree Creations, and today we're going to make a flamingo. Listen, I love your floral wreaths. I love the typical sunflower with poly burlap. I've made several, okay? But I want to change things up. I want to really elevate everything. So, I saw these flamingos in Dollar Tree and I just thought, this is going to be perfect. We got to make a flamingo wreath. And I've seen other people make flamingo wreaths and they're beautiful. I just want to take that and kind of elevate it a little bit more. Okay, so let's see what we can do with this. I'm pretty excited about it. Okay, so as I almost always do, I'm going to show you how I make the base. The form, what I almost always use is this plastic canvas. Make sure you get the 5 mesh and not the 7 mesh. 5 mesh has bigger holes, okay? Now, what I'm going to use is this carrot form that I made. I have a video showing you how to make these. I'll put a link in the description and I'll kind of guide you to that here at the end of the video. But what I was doing, I was looking at these flamingos and just seeing what size they are, and I couldn't figure out for sure what I wanted to use. And this is very, very close. So I just thought, I'm going to go ahead and use this. Now, if you would rather, you could always use these are the 8-inch forms from the Dollar Tree. It'll just be a little fatter, I guess, but it'll work. There's two in one thing. Hey, it's very inexpensive, so go ahead and do that. You may even be able to press that into an oval shape. That might help a little bit, so it's not so round. But that's just another alternative you can use, okay? But what I'm going to do this. I think this is going to work out perfect. I do sell these on my website and in my Etsy shop. So if you don't want to make your own, you could always buy these, okay? So what I am going to do, I'm going to go ahead and just use 4-inch zip ties and zip tie this right to the plastic canvas. Okay, so at the very top and at the very bottom, I'm going to put a zip tie. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put one right here at the very bottom first. And then I want to make sure this is kind of straight, going straight up. Okay. Right up here. Okay, so, and I have this right along the side. This way we're not wasting very much of this plastic canvas. And then I'll do one over here. Just kind of where the wire form meets up with the plastic, the grid of the plastic canvas. That's all I'm doing. That's a good spot to put this, so that's where I'm putting it. Okay, and I'll do a couple more here going down along this side here. Cut these all off. And then I'll just cut right around it. And that's all you got to do is cut around it and you got your form. Okay, so this is the form that I ended up with. If you decide you're going to use these 8-inch forms, basically all you would do is cut the plastic canvas in the shape of the inside of this, this form, okay? And you would just attach it to the center using the 4-inch zip ties, same exact thing as this, okay? So I'm going to be using a wood burning tool to make these petals, okay? I have it heating up right now, so I don't want to touch it, but it is very, very used. I am using the chisel tip and a glass cutting board. Yes, you will need a glass cutting board. This is a little on the dirty side. Hopefully, I will be making a video soon just showing you how I clean mine, okay? But we have the glass cutting board, and then we have a cutting mat. I'm going to show you, I guess I need to show you what colors I'm going to be using of the Poly Burlap, okay? I have a dark pink, I have just the medium pink, and then I have light pink. I think I'm going to be using more of the light pink in this wreath, but I don't have enough of this medium pink cut. So that's what I'm going to show you right now. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I don't know if you can see, I have little marks here that shows like where my 5 inches are. And I'm going to put this right there at that 5-inch mark, okay? And then I'm going to use my wood burning tool, kind of stay within the lines of the Poly Burlap. And there you go. It's a nice even cut. Then I'm going to go ahead and do this again, make another 5 inches. Okay, so because these rolls are 10 by 10, because these rolls are 10 inches, it makes it easy to just make it 5 by 5. Okay, so we have 2 of these 5 by 5 pieces. That's easy. Okay, so what I'm going to do from this point, I'm going to have this at the bottom, take my top left, bring it down. And I like to bring it down, I'm going to show you real quick. See how that finished edge is right there. I want to bring that up just to the very bottom of that finished edge, because when we make our petals, we don't want this to stick out from it. So I kind of like to bring it up close, but not all the way up. Now we're going to take our wood burning tool and see all this over here. I'm going to fuse this top piece to the bottom. Okay. Go nice and slow. And there you go. And it's fused together. Okay, I'm going to show you with the other piece now. Again, I'm going to keep it all, we're going to have every petal facing the exact same way. Okay, so I'm going to have this finished edge on the bottom, take the top left down. Okay, not all the way to the edge, but we're going to be close. And then using my wood burning tool again, kind of fuse these together. And that didn't cut that, just very gently get that out of the way. Now let me explain to you too, when you are using the wood burning tool on this mesh, you should have both a mask on and some air, some good air, like have a window open, fan blowing, all that, because this will let off some toxins. Okay, it's plastic. Okay, so it's going to let off some toxins. It's not good for you. You really don't want to breathe that in. So make sure you take that necessary precaution. Okay. So let me get these out of the way and I will show you how I make the petal. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have that finished edge up on top and like underneath this unfinished side. Okay, let me set this aside too. I'm going to get my zip ties here, get it good and ready. So I have that finished edge on the top, but underneath this unfinished edge. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring that down. So I have that finished edge now on top, and then I'm leaving at least a ½ inch between that unfinished, or between that finished edge and the unfinished, the fused edge. Okay. I'm going to flip that over. I'll flip it under. Scrunch and scrunch. I'm kind of holding on because I'm scrunching to the flat side. Okay. And then if you want to use a rubber band, you are more than welcome. I just have these zip ties available, and so that's what I use. Okay. And then you have your feather petal. If you see little straggle, you know, something, any phrase like this, that's why I got my scissors right here, cut them off. And then trim off the zip tie. Okay, I'll show you again. I have the flat side, and this is if you're right-handed. If you're left-handed, you're going to have to do it exactly the opposite, but because I'm right-handed, this is the way I do it. Okay, finished edge is on the top, but underneath, and then I'm going to flip it over, leaving about a ½ inch in between that finished edge and the fused edge. Flip that under, scrunch and scrunch. Take a zip tie, and there you go. So yeah, I'm gonna make a bunch of these. I'm really not too sure how many we're gonna use yet. We're just in the process of making this and seeing how it goes. Okay, and yeah, if I decide I want more of one color and, you know, less of another, whatever, it's gonna work out. Okay, that's the way I see it. So this is what I'm thinking. I want to start. I want to have like the darker petals, kind of at the tail end, kind of going up that way. Okay, but I want to mix and match it with some of these other ones. Again, I don't even know if we're going to see very many of the mesh because we're going to be using flowers, but hey, we're winging it here. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to make sure that I am just like at one of the holes very close to that edge there. And I want this kind of to hang down this way. Okay, and the next one I think I'm going to use is going to be one of these medium pinks. I'm going to put that right over top of it. I wasn't even thinking I should go top down. That way I can just, I got to put this underneath this. And I'll explain to you here in a sec. I'm going to go just a little bit more. I'm not worried about making sure I'm straight lines or anything like that, because guess what? This is a bird. These are feathers. They're not going to be perfect. And again, these are going to be underneath flowers. So I'm not too concerned about how perfect everything is, but we do want to make sure it looks good, right? Patty, we're talking. Okay, and I'm going to go like 3 down. And instead of staying within the row there, I'm going to kind of bring it over this way a little bit. And I'm going to do another medium pink here. And I'm just going to kind of stagger what's going to be the light pink, dark pink. I'm just going to do whatever I feel right now at this point. I'll do another dark pink here. And I kind of want to make sure, again, these are kind of facing downwards because it's going to be like this, okay? Okay, I'm going to do a dark pink up here. Okay, so I'm going to show you why we're going top down. I want you to see how you got this curved edge, and then we want this curved edge on top of that, this curved edge. We're going to kind of keep that curved edge. If you went from the bottom up, you're going to have to keep lifting the bottom one to put the top one underneath it. This way, if we're going top down, you're not messing around with the mesh too much, okay? And if you're seeing any phrase as you go ahead and clip them off. Okay, now as we're kind of getting towards the top, wouldn't mind having some of it start fanning up just a little bit, because guess what? Again, these are feathers. They're going to be all over the place. So I think it's going to look fantastic. I really do. And just, go over just a couple holes over there. Again, there's no rhyme or reason. We're just making sure we cover the zip ties from the previous row. And again, I don't have a rhyme or reason of what color I'm putting where. I'm just doing it. Okay, so I'm going to definitely have to make some more petals. I only have one light and one dark left. So I'm actually going to use mostly the lighter colors as I go towards the front. So I'll be right back after I make some more, and you'll see where I'm going with this, okay? Okay, so we are definitely going to do a couple more just to make sure we have these zip ties hidden. So we're going to be like putting them right at the very top there. Okay, the body is done up until we put the flowers on, but I think I'm going to put the flowers on after I put the head, I attached the head. So let's attach the head now, and let's see what it looks like. So here I have the flamingo, okay? And what I want to do is right where these feathers kind of change, that's where I want to cut this. And I'm using an X-Acto knife that I got, I think I got it at Walmart. And I'm just going to kind of push down and cut through. Nice and easy. This razor does like to come out if I'm too aggressive with it. So I'm going to go nice and easy and kind of cut through there. If we want to cut any of this off, we can do that afterwards. I'd much rather cut it too long than to cut it too short. Okay, so here we have this. If you want to save this for something else, I know I saw somebody actually use these for angel wings. Wouldn't that be adorable? Put two of these together, and I don't know what you would do with the top of there. I mean, you could always cut it this way, and you would just have one, and you would have angel wings that way. I think that would be nice, cheap, adorable. Okay, but anyhow, so we have this, and what I want to do is attach it to this, and I kind of want to do down just a little bit like that. Okay, so I'm going to put a couple holes right here and use some zip ties to attach it to the back here. And then we're going to have a bunch of flowers covering that. So, okay, at least that's my plan. So let's use this. I'm going to go in just about a ½ inch, not even that far. Kind of stick this through there, kind of roll it around back and forth. In two spots here, not too far from each other. But we got to make sure the holes are big enough that our zip ties can fit through. That's why I kind of twist back and forth. Okay? So you can barely see. Let's try it. I got two holes right there. Okay? Okay, I have an 8-inch zip tie that I'm going to do this with. Okay? So with this 8-inch zip tie, I'm going to go down through the plastic canvas, go through the bottom hole here, back up through that second bottom hole, and up on the other side of this petal through the plastic canvas. And zip tie that shut. Okay, so that's on there. Let's move that out of the way. Okay, so that's on there pretty darn good. It's not going left or right. Okay, so it probably would have been a lot easier had I painted this before I attached it, but I kind of got ahead of myself, so I'm going to go ahead and paint it now that I already have it attached. But I wanted to show you, okay, this is plastic and I have acrylic paint. Probably we need to sand it down just a tad before we attach it to this. A friend of mine told me that I should use primer. I'm going to try it without primer because I don't have any primer, and we'll see if it stays on. I did do a test here a couple days ago, and as long as I put this on there, this it's just a protection for the paint. I put that on there and I was not able to scratch it off with my fingers. So I think that is going to be good enough. But it's probably good just to take a fine grit sandpaper. I'm going to just rip a piece of this off because we don't need that much. And I'm just going to kind of lightly go over, because you can see it has its like grooves going all the way through there. Okay, so we want it just, we don't want to get into the grooves because I'm not going to paint that the inside of the grooves, just the outside. Okay, so let's do a light sand. And I am going to paint this beak too. If you like having the yellow, keep the yellow. I am going to switch that out. And as you can see, that it sands off to be the pink underneath anyway. So I am going to kind of sand that along with the black. Okay, and although nobody's going to see the other side, I'm still going to paint at least the beak of the other side. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. I'm just going to kind of wipe that down a little bit with a paper towel. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. This pink that I have, it's called a cameo pink. It has like a little bit of a coralish hint to it that I really liked. So, and if you, I'm going to grab some of these flowers again. With that, I think that kind of looks really, really good. So I'm going to go ahead and use this. Kind of shake it up and put a little dab in there. Okay, we're not going to need a whole heck of a lot. If you decide you don't want that color, you can add another color to it, darken it up a little bit. You got some white, lighten it up. Okay, I'll do this black here in a little bit, but what I'm going to try to do here, okay, I have like a fatter brush here, not too fat, but what I'm going to do is just kind of get that on both sides. I want to wipe it off because we're going to try to do a dry brush. Now, I'm not much of a painter, okay, I'm definitely not much of a painter, but what I want to do, I just kind of want to glide over like very lightly just to accent these feathers, like these grooves that they have here. So you can really see those feathers. Okay, I really, really like that. Okay, there's a couple spots where I messed up, but I think it'll be okay. Okay, so I'm going to set this one aside. I'm going to use this slightly thinner brush, and that's what I'm going to paint this with, this beak. Okay. And we definitely want to do a couple coats of the beak. So set that aside, and I'm going to use this tiny brush, and what I'm going to do right around the eye, I just a tad bit of paint on there. I'm going to go right around the eye and just brighten that up. And let's put some black in here. Again, we don't need a whole heck of a lot, but I just want to touch up this black. Yeah, we could have just left the black that was on there, but I just wanted to doubly secure it, kind of make sure it's on there good. Plus, I'm going to go up into here, but I want to do that. I'm not going to worry about that right now. I want to wait until I put the second coat on there. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put that second coat of pink on here, and then I'll do another coat of that black. If you want this to dry real quick, you can just take a hair dryer and kind of put that to it there for a little bit. I'm going to use this tiny brush. There's like right there where that beak is, like where the opening of the beak is, I guess there's like a crease there. And I'm going to go right along that crease and just kind of accent that just a little bit so everybody knows it's there. Okay, so what do you think about that? I kind of like it. I like the way it looks. Okay, so I have just a box that I cut up. I'm putting my glue gun on top of that because I don't want any messes on my cutting mat or on my table. I have Gorilla Glue ready to go. Okay, so I have these flowers. I got these all from Dollar Tree. So this is going to be a fairly inexpensive project here. So I'm just going to take these stems right off. I'll take the flowers right off the stem. Okay, just to make it a little easier to work with. Okay. And again, I do not know how many I'm going to use. I'm just kind of winging it here. Okay, that's enough of that for right now. Same thing with these here. I'm just going to kind of pull them off, just kind of make it a little bit easier for me to figure out what I'm going to do. Okay. And this wisteria. Part of me really wants to keep these together, but these are entirely too long. But there's only 4 of these to a bunch here. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take these flowers, just pull them off, put them right off, of course, they come off rather easy, so yeah, that's fine. I'm going to take that little stem or whatever you want to call it of that flower. That's what I'm going to use. I'm going to put glue right on there, kind of shove that right in there. Because I really I gotta hide all of that there. But yeah, you can see that's helping to hide that transition right there. Okay, yeah. Again, I am winging this. I have no idea what I want to do for sure, but I'm liking that so far. Okay, so I'm going to pull these off again, kind of get that going through here, just kind of so that's not just, we don't want just flowers right here and that's it. We kind of want it going through this whole wreath. Yeah, I want to make sure I'm looking at it too from the top, making sure everything is hidden that needs to be hidden. And I think we're good where that's concerned. Okay, so now it's just putting flowers where we think they would look nice. That's all. Okay. So I decided I really like these tinier flowers kind of sticking out. I only have a few more of these, so I'm going to use them throughout, and I think that's going to be it. I may decide to use a little bit of greenery in here. Take a look at how it looks first, because you're going to see this green from these stems, so it probably wouldn't hurt to have a little bit of greenery in here too, something very tiny. I got this at Hobby Lobby, okay, and I just pulled a bunch of these off of here. I don't want to keep it that long. I'm going to just kind of cut these down a little bit and just have a few of them sticking out through there. Okay, I'm loving this feathery fern. That looks really good through there. I actually think this is good. I don't know if I want to add any more flowers. So now we got to figure out what we're going to do with the legs. We got to make some legs here, right? Okay, so each of these come with these sticks that you're supposed to put into the ground. You just kind of pull that out, okay? They're 12 inches long. So what I did, I took the one that came with these. Okay, I have one I'm going to keep straight, and the other one I went ahead and took some needle nose pliers, and yes, you have to have some really strong fingers. And I went ahead and bent this, okay? So I'm gonna have one bent, one straight. I'm taking just some pipe cleaners and wrapping it around. I got glue at the very top here and wrapping it around, and just every once in a while put a dab of glue, tiny dab, okay? And I'm just going to keep wrapping it around. And then I'm going to just add some more pipe cleaners as I go. And I'm going to go ahead, and since this is a new pipe cleaner, I'm going to go ahead and put that dab of glue right there and push it up against the other. And once that glue cools down a little bit, I'll push this edge, kind of that very end there, kind of, there we go. Okay, yeah. And then just keep wrapping. Okay, so we're gonna have to make some feet here too. So, I'm gonna kind of twist these two together. And I'm going to try to measure these so that both feet are about the same. Okay, let's do about 1 inch. Let's do 3/4 of an inch. I don't want to make it too big. Okay, so I'm going to cut this off. Okay. So yeah, see how I made the toes? Just like 3 little loops there. Okay. And what I'm going to do up here, because this pipe cleaner is going to be a lot easier to glue and hold, I'm going to go ahead and glue that up in here. And that should stay pretty well. Okay, so yeah, we got one leg on there, and I'm going to go ahead and do the second leg. There's our foot. And I'm going to go ahead and glue that right about here. Okay. Kind of let that glue settle in. And you know what else I'm going to do? This head keeps kind of bobbing back and forth just a tad. So I'm going to glue this back here down just to kind of get it to stay put a little bit better. And you know what, if you want, as that glue is drying, if you want to just take a zip tie, see if you can get that to go around that leg. And I'm going to go ahead and use some more glue here in the back. I almost forgot one more thing that I want to do. I'm going to make a space. We want to hang this, right? So we're going to do this up at the very top. Okay, I got an 8-inch zip tie. I don't want this to show too much, so let's, okay. Get it down to there. Okay. And one thing we got to remember to do, use this to keep the paint on, okay? And since this is actually very good, it's a UV protectant, okay? It says UV resistant right here, okay? It will be good for you to use on the flowers in the mesh. So might as well do the whole thing, okay? I usually will use Scotch Guard. So if you actually, I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put this Rust-Oleum on the plastic here, and I'll use the Scotch Guard on the rest, just to make sure that it keeps that's good color, okay? Okay, so after I got these on, I took some pictures and was trying to decide what I liked, what I didn't like. I think it's almost too pink, that we need a little bit more either greenery, or I grabbed baby's breath and I'm going to add that to it. Okay, so now I'm going to check again and see what I like, what I don't like. I may even add a little bit more of like this brighter pink to kind of go with this, so that kind of blends a little bit better, and just kind of add that in there, just a tad. I'm going to try it. Okay guys, I'm having a glass of wine. I am celebrating getting this Flamingo Wreath done. I am really excited about it. I think it looks fantastic. Something very different from what you normally see out there. And it's a Flamingo Wreath elevated, right? That's what we want. So let me show you what we got. I think she's so cute. She's so pretty. I added those, that baby's breath in there. It kind of helps the flowers pop a little bit. And yeah, you definitely can still see the mesh behind it. And then we got the flowers and stuff. So I think that looks really, really good. The adding that little bit of paint to that just kind of, it helps brings it to life. I really think it helps to bring it to life, and it just doesn't look so plain and ordinary. If you want to see this from the back, okay, this is what it looks like from the back. Again, this here was just left regular pink, and you can see that it's just a little boring. I think this side looks much better. Okay, and it's actually not too bad. If you want to cover it, go ahead and cover it. It's just one of those things. It's your own personal choice of whether or not you cover the back. Sometimes when you cover the back, some people say it will get moldy from the humidity. I personally, I have not seen that happen, but just in case, I don't know if I want to cover it or not. It doesn't look that bad from the back, so I think we're okay. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Patty Davis. I'm with Crooked Tree Creations, and I'll see you in our next video.